Hello students, I hope you all are staying home and taking precautions from COVID-19. Students, today we are going to start a new lesson from computer and the name of the lesson is Development of Computers. So let's start students. Early calculating devices. The computers we use today were not like this in the beginning. They were very basic and hard to operate. In fact, they mostly existed in the form of mechanical calculating devices than the electronic automated calculating machines, which we see today. Just like humans, they also went to measure transformation over a long period of time to reach the present form. Students, there are two pictures. Are you able to see? I am zooming it. In first picture, the evolution of man is given, and in second picture, evolution of computer. See how the evolution of man and computer is. Now students, our next topic is abacus. Abacus was the first calculating device invented for doing calculations. I think you all know about the abacus because nowadays also abacus is used by many of the people or students. It is about 5000 years old. It was invented by Egyptians, but it is used for calculation was perfected by the Chinese. It is used to count, add and subtract by moving the beads up and down. An abacus consists of a wooden frame, rods fitted across it and beads that can slide along the roads. The upper part is called the heaven and the lower part is called earth. Napier bones. Napier bones was invented in 1617 by John Napier of Scotland. It was made up of rods with numbers printed on them. Students, you can see the picture. This picture is given in your book also. If you don't have, you can watch the video again. Pascaline. Pascaline was invented by Blaise Pascal in 1642. It had gears representing the position of digits. It could add and subtract, also perform multiplication by repetition of addition and division by repeated subtraction. Students, nowadays also in class first, second, we are explaining to the students about the repetition of addition for doing division by repeated subtractions. So students, you can see there are some gears. By using this, they were calculating. Analytical engine. Analytical engine was developed in 1833 by Charles Babbage. It was deemed as the first computer. Students, I would like to tell you one more thing. The analytical engine had all the features which form the essential components of every computer today. Students, one more thing. Can you tell me who is known as the father of computer? Of course, you all know Charles Babbage is known as the father of computer. Mark I. Mark I was invented by Howard Aiken in 1941. It worked automatically and did not require manual operations, but it was taking too much space. ENIAC, the full form of ENIAC is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. It was invented by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert in 1946. It was the first general purpose computer. It could store data and do mathematical calculation. One more thing, students, it was big in size and used a lot of electricity because it was big in size, that's why. Now EDVAC. The full form of EDVAC is Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. EDVAC was invented in 1949 by Mauchly, Eckert and John von Neumann. It was based on the concept of a program being stored in the computer along with its data. UNIVAC 1. UNIVAC means Universal Automatic Computer. UNIVAC was developed in 1951 by Mauchly and Eckert. It was faster than all previous computers. It was the first successful commercial computer. Modern computers. A PC, it means personal computer, is a computer designed to be used by one person at a time. The company International Business Machine (IBM) released the first model IBM PC in August 1981. You can use a PC for variety purposes like playing games, listening music, exchange of emails and accessing the internet. Students, we are going to discuss about different modern computers. Number one is desktop PC. The PC means personal computer. In a desktop PC, the complete unit like monitor, mouse, system unit and keyboard is placed on a desk. The most common type of desktop PC is the tower type where the system unit sits vertically on the desk. Students, are you able to see the picture? See, the first screen there are four parts of computer are there. Number one is CPU, second one is monitor, third one is keyboard, and fourth one is mouse. I think you all know about this from class first. You are learning about these parts. Laptop computers. Laptop is a portable PC. Portable means we can take this PC from one place to another easily, which is small enough to be placed on your lap and worked on. Laptops get folded into a sleek notebook style to fit into the briefcase. We can take it easily from one place to another. Handheld computers. Handheld computers, sometimes also called a pocket computers, because we can keep it in our pocket also. They are so small that they can fit into your hand and to be put in your pocket. Students, many latest mobile phones which you see are also called smartphones and are example of handheld computers. Like nowadays we are using the smartphones now, that are also the example of handheld computers. CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. The CPU is the chip inside the system unit. It is the responsible for all the computations inside the computer. It further consists of two components, ALU and CU. Students, do you know one cabinet is there with the computer? We are thinking that that is CPU. No, that is cabinet. That is a box. CPU is inside that box. It is a small chip. So now students, I am going to tell you about ALU and CU also. ALU means arithmetic and logical unit. The major operation performed by the ALU are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and logic like true and false, and comparison done by arithmetic logical unit. And control unit. CU, a control unit is the part of CPU that directs its operations. It controls the action of the other components so that instructions are executed in the correct sequence. Clear, students? Motherboard. The motherboard is the main circuit board in a computer. It houses a variety of microchips, sockets, and electronic components. It plays an integral part in connecting all parts of a computer. Students, it is also fixed inside the CPU box. All the parts of computer are attached or connect to this part. Clear? Now, memory of computer. There are two types of memory, primary memory and secondary memory. In primary memory, RAM and ROM, and secondary memories are CD, DVD, hard disk, memories, floppy disk, etc. So now students, I am going to tell you about the primary memory. Primary memory, RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory. It holds the data, programs and result temporarily while you are working on computer. What is the meaning of temporarily? It means the contents of the RAM get erased when the computer is switched off. Clear, students? Now read-only memory. Read-only memory, ROM. Every computer comes with ROM, which helps the computer to know what to do when it boots up, like checking the hardware attached and loading the operating system in the memory. Students, one fact file I would like to tell you. The process of starting up of a computer is called a booting process. This process includes initializing all hardware components attached in your computer and loading up operating system which make your computer operational. Students, I would like to explain you this topic with a beautiful example. When we are coming coming to the school in the morning prayer, we are realizing each and everything with a fresh mind, and whatever the things we have to learn in that day or this day, we are realizing for that. So same as it is, ROM is also have to initialize all the hardware components attached in your computer and loading the operating system which make your computer operational. Clear, students? See, in first part I had divided this picture in two parts. First part is RAM and ROM. This is the primary memory. These are the primary memory. And in second part, first number is a hard disk, memory chips, pen drive, CD, DVD, SD cards. These are the example of secondary memory. Clear, students? Now measuring of memory capacity. Since in a computer all signals are in electrical form, they can be either or on or off. If one represents on and 0 off, then it clear that computer understand the language of zeros and ones only, and any computer instruction or contents which you enter in the computer is first translated into zeros and ones format and then processed or stored. Clear, students? Now, capacities of storage devices. Students, I would like to tell you one more thing. For understanding, for learning something, we are using different languages like English, Hindi, Sanskrit, or some local languages. Same as this, computer also understand only machine language, that is in the form of 0 and 1. 0 means where 0 means off and 1 means on. What are binary digits? A computer understands only the binary language, which consists of binary digits. Already I explained 0 and 1 are called binary digits. Capacity of storage devices. Students, this is very important topic. Each 0 or 1 is called a bit. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte and 1024 bytes equal to 1 kilobyte. Kilobyte means KB. 1024 KB means 1 megabyte MB. 1024 MB equal to 1 gigabyte GB, and 1024 GB is equal to 1 terabyte. Nowadays we are saying, students, now my RAM is 4 GB, my RAM is 8 GB, my RAM is 16 GB, and I purchased one mobile phone that is which internal memory is 32 GB, 64 GB. Clear? So this is the capacity of that storage devices. Thank you, students. Have a nice day. I hope you have understood all the topics, and you have to watch the video again if it is not clear. You can read the chapter carefully, and don't think about student, don't worry about the exercises. In upcoming days you will get the homework or assignment in the form of message. You can check the app which you downloaded, school app. You can see regularly.